The last part of this slide was creating with purpose. And I'm going to briefly walk you through 7 key steps. And this is a key model. These are 7 steps that you can apply to creating with purpose in any business or any brand that you're working on. And I'm going to go through each of these one by one with an example of a company, Adidas. First is knowing your purpose, knowing your why, knowing the reason why your company exists and the importance of it. So Adidas' purpose is through sport we have the power to change lives. And they bring that purpose to life in everything they do. They bring it to life on the play field. They do it with people, but they also do it with planet. The second principle is think consumers. Think citizens, not consumers. And that is the ability to recognize the people that you're marketing to and the people that you're selling to and that you want to do business with. Yes, they are consumers. Yes, they buy products, but they also are citizens that care about the quality of life and the quality of the world that they are part of. What Adidas realized when they started to look at the data was that the people that they were looking to reach, particularly young people, were actually more motivated to buy brands that were aligned with sustainability values than just brand name alone. So they began to say, how do we begin to engage this generation of young people as citizens and not just consumers? Third is, how do you solve problems from the everyday to the epic? One of the biggest problems that we're facing right now is in our oceans and the massive problem of plastic pollution that's happening in our oceans. So what Adidas decided to do was they decided to do something about it, like how can they begin to be a part of solving the problem that is affecting so many people that lives around water, but also all of humanity that's relying on safe and clean water in order to live. The fourth is finding your allies, finding the people that share your purpose, share your values, and finding out ways to partner with them. What Adidas did is they realized that they found an ally in Parley for the Ocean, which they created a revolutionary approach to removing plastic from the ocean and turning that plastic into actual threads and materials that can be used to create shoes and clothing. Fifth principle, lead with the cool. You have to have great storage. You have to have great design. You have to bring the sexiness and the cool and all of those things to it. So often when we talk about purpose, we forget that it has to be cool. We forget that it has to be sexy. We forget that it has to be interesting. But it's important that you lead with that, but bake in the good. What Adidas did is they partnered with Parley to create a range of products. And the first one they did with these shoes, and they made sure that those shoes were absolutely beautiful. And they were something that people will want to wear, that people want to talk about. 6, recognize that people are the new media. They came out with the shoe, and it automatically people were fascinated by the story and the fact that this was this innovative technology that was creating it. But they also tapped into their influencers, the David Beckhams. They tapped into their running community. And they started to realize that if they can get people involved, then they could get people to talk about why they were so passionate about this. And they didn't need to buy their way into the conversations. They were going to earn their way by making an impact in ways that their customers cared about. The 7th piece is they had to back up the promise with the proof. If you say that you're going to do something, if you say you're going to stand for an impact, we're going to try to create impact, you have to be able to back up that promise with the actual proof of how you're going to do that. And they did that not only with the amount of plastic that they removed, but also in the ways that they allowed their employees and their customers and others to be a part of that solution. Here's an example of how they brought all of that to life.
Let's talk about how we can make the world a better place.
It's our time to take action.
To invent, to create, to explore.
Run for the ocean!
I need water.
The oceans give us life. Out of 10 breaths you take, 7 are generated by creatures out there in the deep. We return that favor by filling them up with 10 million tons of plastic waste every year. That's a dump truck every minute. But we believe that we can invent our way out of this mess. Adidas Parley is not a campaign. This is a true partnership where we create together, we invent together, and we invite others in.
When Adidas and Parley started Run for the Oceans, not only did they build a global movement, they built Parley Ocean Schools. Adidas, Parlay, and runners from across the world came together to create a global youth education platform.
The youth have an opportunity to not only raise their voice, but to take action. And I truly believe that the youth are going to really be the game changers.
To truly change our future, we have to change our minds. Parlay Ocean schools are designed to do exactly that, inspiring and empowering kids to become ocean warriors.
Because we want to help our ocean.
This year's Run for the Oceans drew more than 5 million runners from across the globe who ran 56 million kilometers.
Here we go! Run for the ocean!
Come back, who's night?
And that's the beauty of Run for the Oceans. It's such a big impact in the world.
Runners have a strong voice. We are a strong community. The message will spread.
Louder! Let's end the plastic waste!
We need to take action every day.
Little actions we can bring to our daily lives.
It is of vital importance to do our bit.
The beach is covered in plastic waste. And this is why Run for the Oceans with Adidas and Parlay is so important.
Thanks to Run for the Oceans, we're out here picking up 500,000 pounds of plastic waste.
Volunteers are the backbone of our movement.
Join our global mission to help protect our oceans. Come on, let's go!
We will not allow the oceans to die.
For the oceans! Let's go!
We're not done yet. We just began.
If you look at the impact of what they've been able to do over the past couple of years, it is truly remarkable. They have sold over 50 million pairs of shoes. This was incremental business. They have been able to sell these shoes at an average price of $225 and have added $12 billion to company revenue while solving one of the biggest problems that is facing people in our planet right now.